What is going on, YouTube? PPS here, Past the Prop. It is Friday show. Huge slate as always on our Friday. Joined as always by my guy Stu. How you doing, man?
I'm doing great. I've been bouncing around from meeting to meeting all morning long. Haven't gotten to talk baseball all day yet, so I'm absolutely pumped to be here. I saw a couple of our guys joining us in the chat too, letting us know that they're here. So we obviously appreciate to see all you guys here. And, I was looking at the slate last night, and yesterday's was it was solid. It was okay. I was very surprised. I think we actually have one of the better slates we've had, in the last couple weeks today. So a lot of great MLB action. I had a little 2-0 sweep last time. Nice past the prop welcome back action. So hopefully we add on that today.
Yeah, I thought we were going to get a full one there. I really did, dude. I really thought I would get there. But Zach Davies became a Cy Young Award winner last show. Obviously, just shoved on him. Was not expecting that. But yeah, everything else was a winner. Wentz made me work for it a little bit, even though I thought we were going to have a first inning cash. Duran, I believe, went yard, and Simeon obviously scored right away in that first inning as well. I like it. I'm happy we did well, but I'm still pissed about this one because I thought we had this shit in the bag. Senga had a few opportunities to get strikeout number 9, and the Rangers were on their way, dude. They were on their way, and I'm pretty sure they ended up getting 7. So I ended up missing by 1 run and 1 strikeout at a plus 1,500. So that, as much as we love that we did well, that one is going to sting me a bit.
Yeah, no, I got a call from PPS too. I got a live update when that one happened, and it was even looking like too the Rangers might have had those unearned runs, right? It could have been an offer, which would have, truly been one of the most brutal offers we would have ever had on this show. But still ended the day in the green, still had some great plays. That's all you can really ask for. I know you're mad about it, but hey, hopefully use that anger in today's picks, get back at the sports books a little bit.
Yeah, dude, I was so close. I would have flipped, man, if I would end up losing both of those. And then I lose Wainwright last night because he just sucks so bad that he gets pulled in the second inning. So, I've actually been doing very well, like overall. And then, the free plays have just been like, what the hell is going on, dude? It was just, not it made me sweat a little more than I would have liked. And obviously, we feel better when we can just hit it right away and get out of there, right? So, it's been good, and hopefully we'll be able to get it on today.
All right, I'm back. I cut out there for a second.
I had to keep talking for a little bit there. But
yeah, I appreciate it. That's a little peek behind the curtains, right? Sometimes the internet isn't always the best. And hey, it was you for a while, but now it's me. So I'll get that sorted out. Hopefully we're good for the rest of the show. But yeah, very excited today. A lot of good baseball.
Yeah, let's get this thing going. We will take a look at the chat. Terrence, I know we haven't seen you as much, but hopefully you're here and we can get that sweep for you. Plus money, Bob. Hey, I got a big one for you today. As official play, so I think you'll like that one. Hopefully we'll be able to make you guys some money today. And I guess we can go right into this slate. Obviously, everybody involved. We won't talk about this early game. I think it's the Cubs there, so we won't talk about that one. But a game catching your eye. You got one there that you're looking at.
Yeah, easy today. It's got to be Reds Padres for me. I know it's a little earlier than the regular slate, 5 o'clock my time start. So it's kind of almost like a little mini primetime game. But man, Ashcraft is a guy I've been talking about this show dating back to last year. Was a little bit more positive last year, a little bit more negative. We've been fading him a lot more this year. And then obviously Lugo, the lefty against the Reds lineup, who has been very hot. I wanted to bet that game in a couple of different ways. And all the plays that I was looking at fell out of my odds range. I love like Machado and Soto and Tatis. Some of these guys like run scored, stuff like that. I like the first 5 over, but all those odds kind of got away from me a little bit, unfortunately. So I'll have a bet or two by the time we get around to game time for that one for sure. But definitely eye in that game.
Yeah, dude, I have a few I like. I don't know what's been going on with these Rays, dude. They look so good for a little while, and then they just don't do anything for like 5-6 innings. So I like that Rays game against Seattle. I want to see Miller, the rookie. I want to see how he does today. And this is obviously a very tough matchup. And also I'm looking forward to Paxton Berrios. I'm not sure how good the game is going to be, but both offenses are obviously tough. Berrios is turning back the clock. I haven't had to fade him in a while. So that's nice. But Paxton against this Blue Jays team, that's going to be a fun one, right? Paxton, obviously elite strikeout stuff. Very good versus righties. But my God, dude, this is not the righty group I want to face here. A team that doesn't strike out that much versus lefties. I think it'll be a fun matchup. I think that side of the game specifically is where I want to look.
No, that's a good point. Obviously, Paxton's been great to us so far this year. A lot of good stuff. But yeah, that line of just absolute righty killers is a pretty brutal matchup to run into. But yeah, like I said, I think there are actually a lot of really good options for the best game on today's slide. I think obviously we didn't even mention too aren't the Marlins number 2 in the division? Don't we got Braves Marlins 1-2 over here on my side of the world? Obviously Phillies Nationals as well. But a lot of good stuff going on right now. And what Rangers? Who are the Rangers playing again?
Oh, I don't know. I didn't look into that game at all. I didn't have anything in that Rangers game at all. But they're playing Houston Rangers. That'll be tough.
I was going to say, I remembered that being a good game, but not seeing any good bets in it. But yeah, point is, a lot of great action today. And yeah, no, definitely looking forward to getting right into it.
Yeah. Nope. It'll be good. I think we have a lot of good bets today. And I'm excited to get after it. So I will kick it over to you, Stu, to start us off with a guy on your team.
Yep, we're going Lane Thomas over 1.5 hits plus runs plus RBIs. It's a little juicy at -140. Remember, BetMGM has these now too as well. They just added them last week. So before it was only offshore and DraftKings. BetMGM just has all the DraftKings lines, but like 5 cents better. It's literally just what they're doing. So take advantage of that if you have BetMGM, obviously. But Lane Thomas is a guy that it almost feels like we don't have to talk about too much anymore in my community. Obviously, we are on the Lane train, right? We were almost, if anything, the starters of the Lane train, right? As a sad Washington, D.C. fan just looking to bet on my team. And Lane Thomas is still absolutely fucking killing left-handed pitching, which is the place I absolutely love to bet him, right? So 378 on the season against lefties. That improves over his last 30 days to over 400 against left-handed pitching. What I like about this too is we throw out a lot of good hit rates on this show for hit parlays, right? Because you're betting -300 legs. Thomas is over this number in 17 of his last 21 games. That's almost an unheard of hit rate for this market, by the way. If you bet a guy over 1.5 hits plus runs plus RBIs more than like 3 days in a row, they just bump them to 2.5. But what the advantage Washington has is that our run scored equity is so much lower than all these other teams because we're just not a great offensive team. So Thomas is managing to actually hit this number super consistently, despite the fact that the books are keeping his number low because the Washington team total is never that high, right? If you see, the hits plus runs RBIs always correlates with the team total because it's a team bet. You're not just betting on one guy. You're betting on the hits. You're betting on the runs. You're betting on the RBIs. You need guys around him to produce. Obviously, I trust Washington a lot more against left-handed pitching on the season. And I know he's a leadoff hitter, so you're thinking the run scored is the obvious one. Washington's one of the few lineups where we get just as much RBI equity out of our leadoff guy than run equity because the guy at the back of our lineup, those dudes are hitting just as well as the guy at the front of our lineup, right? We're going to have a ton of lefty killers. Riley Adams hitting over 300 against lefties. Chavis hitting over 300 against lefties in a very small sample. CJ Abrams hitting better against lefties. The 7, 8, 9 lineup is going to be guys that are hitting like 300 against lefties. So absolutely love all the different ways we can be getting this spot right here. I think Lane Thomas has another great game. He's done great for us this year. Let's make it one more, Lane.
Yeah, no, he's been good. He's been really good. I've liked taking him too. I usually just do him to score a run just because, he's been on base so much. And I do like the middle of that order, at least early in the games. I've been taking a lot more first fives on the Nationals at the run line. Yeah. Only against lefties, though. I don't even try to touch them against others there. And yeah, I really like these spots when the Nationals do face lefties. Unfortunately, I think the last two I've lost. I think one was with Mackenzie Gore, and he gave up like 5 runs. So that one scared me off. Now, so I haven't been on the Nationals in a minute, and so I've been just staying away. And then Patrick Corbin turns into an ace, so it's kind of funny. So luckily, I saw everybody was on that one, and luckily I was away from that one.
Yeah, same with you, dude. I got burned by that Gore start and Gray, and both of them, I was like, I'm taking a break from the Nationals. That's it. You know what I mean? Fuck it. And then Gray turned around, Gore turned around, great starts, and then, yeah, of course, Corbin, the icing on the cake, the day that all of gambling Twitter faded him. I ended up with his best performance in arguably the last 2 years. So shout out Patrick Corbin. Hey, let's keep it coming, baby.
Sounds good. And I will be going to another fade train here. -110 is where I'm seeing this Rockies first 5 over 6. I would take 6.5 at plus money. -110's on a few books. I think it's like your 365 points bet. all that stuff. I think you get also at like plus 105 for 6.5 on a few of those books as well. So definitely like that spot. But man, I love fading Gomber and Coors. It's one spot that I definitely like. It's tough because in Coors, your ball is obviously flatter, right? Because the elevation is a little bit more flat. You have a ton of room in the gaps. And this Tigers bullpen has been very good outside of obviously facing the Rangers. But the Rangers at home are just a juggernaut, so I don't even want to even bring that into the equation. But the Rockies at home, obviously much, much better. You take a look at Lorenzen, and he has reverse splits because of that changeup, right? So he's got a 304 batting average to righties, only a 200 to lefties. Fortunately for the Rockies, they will roll righties against pretty much everybody, right? So you got Grichuk out there, you got CJ Crone, you got Elias Diaz. So that's three of their best guys. Obviously, you want to go to the left side. You got Doyle as well. Profar is going to be at the top from the left side. So I like them because in a lot of these games, you see a lot of these teams with like 3 or 4 switch hitters in there, a lot of opposite hands. I don't think we're going to see that from the Rockies. I think the Rockies, obviously, they're not going to not start Elias Diaz, right? They're not going to sit CJ Crone, right? I mean, these are their best guys coming back home, first game of the series. I think they get after Lorenzen here. Obviously, a very low strikeout rate, which you won a lot of that in Coors. And then you go over to Gomber, who has just been dreadful at home this year. He's allowed 12 home runs in 42 innings, 646 slugging. And another guy who just struggles with the same hand, right? Lefty. He is getting absolutely mashed. 769 slugging. I know there's going to be a lot of righties in this lineup as well. But yeah, let's look at a 278 average to those guys and a 516 slugging. So it's just whichever way you look at it, Gomber's been getting hit around. I understand these offenses aren't great, but the pitchers are not good either. And I'll take the spot in Coors anytime I can. I just like it that both of these guys have very low strikeout rates. Let's look at, if you look at Gomber, 53 Ks in 77 or 76 innings. And then you go to Lorenzen, he's got 58 in 76 innings. So ball's put in play. If you get it off the ground, obviously this ball's going to fly there. And obviously I want to back both these offenses in a spot where I really want to see these offenses who have struggled this year kind of take that step forward in this series, because this is the type of matchup where you want to take advantage of it.
No, I think you nailed it. I think you kind of laid out everything, right? We got two pitchers that don't miss barrels in Coors Field, right? That's a recipe for an over. And I think the simple thing that depreciates this line is people look at these two teams and go, yeah, I don't want to bet on that. Nope. And just keep moving. I think it's literally that simple. Because obviously when it's the Dodgers, the whole world is betting over 7.5 team total because it's the Dodgers and we want to take advantage of those ballpark conditions. I know it's scarier lineups, but I think you covered it pretty well right here. I think there's plenty of potential for offense. So I did tail a home run spot from someone on Twitter in this one. I got Jake Rogers to go yard at plus 450 in this one. Literally all of his extra base hits are against lefties this year. All of them. He doesn't have a single one against a right-handed pitcher so far this year. And he doesn't hit singles, right? This is a guy that hits bombs and some very deep doubles and strikes out every other time. So I thought that was actually a very solid look at plus 450, considering it's a Coors game for a power hitter. So I like that. I think there's plenty of potentials. Torque coming off a 2-home-run game as well the other day. Maybe we're finally getting that breakout a little bit late. Who knows? But I like this spot a lot. I'll definitely be telling you right here.
Yeah, and just to throw something else on there, Torkelson hit those homers. We also saw them against lefties in that series, right? We saw the bullpen of the Rangers throwing lefties there towards the end, and they started laying it on them. So I'm hoping that transfers here. And, yeah, Torkelson has been on a nice little tear lately, which is really nice to see. So that is play number 1 and 2. We will swing it over to you for play number 3. I'm taking a look at the questions here. DK has the best odds, minus 145. MGM at minus 150. Well, at least you got a good number there, Stu. Yeah, before the little bit of movement there. And we will get it moving over to plays number 3 and 4.
Sounds good. We are going over to a little bit of an MLB hit parlay right here. We're going Jordan Walker and Luis Arias to both record a hit right here. I mean, obviously Luis Arias is kind of the what do you call it? Like the de facto option.
What the free space?
Yeah, the free square. I think that's perfect. He's the free square right here. And then we get a guy in Jordan Walker who's kind of under the radar on the biggest hit streak we have in baseball right now at 17. I mean, this is a guy in all this rookie hype that we've seen so far this year. Is a guy that's getting a little bit lost in the love, but he's hitting 316 at home, 306, over 340 since being recalled up and going on this hit streak, right? If you remember, Walker was sent down for a couple weeks, which obviously confused a lot of Cardinals fans because he's hitting pretty good. But since he's been back up, he obviously took that quite personal. That's when we've seen the 17-game hit streak. Severino, it's Severino on the mound, right?
For the Yankees?
Yeah, sorry. Severino, yeah, okay, I was just making sure. Sorry, I had a little typo on my sheet right here. Severino with a 349 road opponent batting average so far this year, not something you definitely like to see whatsoever. Obviously taking care of business at home at Yankees Park, but we do like seeing those little home road splits and how they affect these guys. Also, Walker against the curveball. He's been killing that pitch. Severino is one of the higher, it's four-seam fastball and curveball, and Walker has very good splits against those pitches. So definitely love Jordan Walker in today's game. I think minus 200 is just a bad price for a guy like him, right? When you see someone that's so hot right now, they're in a matchup that doesn't intimidate you, and you get that at a very even price. I think that's fair. And then Arias, like I said, he's the free square of this play. Guy's hitting practically 400 all year long. If he's not at, he's been hovering up and down. Not scared of the matchup against Soroka whatsoever right here. I do like targeting guys that are coming back from injuries or maybe on some of these reduced counts, because that means you're going to have a more taxed bullpen and kind of take advantage of that a little bit right here. And plus you see a 10-game total on that one as well. We're clearly expecting some runs. We're expecting some offense. And if you've ever watched the Marlins, that starts with the rise right there. So minus 118, I think we're getting some pretty good value for two very hot hitters right now.
Love it. Jordan Walker definitely, he lost that steam when he went through a little cold stretch. They sent him down, and everybody was talking about him right away. So it's like, where does that go? It's just what have you done for me lately? That's how gambling Twitter is. Yep. That's how everything is, right? So I think that's definitely in the price as well. And I'm going to be doing this one for our boy Plus Money Bob. I'm going Beto over 5.5 strikeouts at plus 158 as an official play here. I'm going to be playing him at 7 at plus 320 in my tournament play. So just a heads up. I love Beto today. I know against my crew, I've had success fading them, but I don't know if this is just a line that just doesn't make sense to me much. All right. Well, you have Freddie Peralta versus the Pirates, and they're in Pittsburgh, right? They're only a minus 140 favorite. First off, that should obviously throws me a red flag there already. That immediately is like, why is Freddie Peralta only minus 140? He pitched against him before. He gave up a few home runs, but now you're in PNC. Obviously, a lot harder to hit home runs, and that's all Freddie's been giving up. He's been giving up the walks. He's giving up home runs. That's pretty much it. Ton of strikeouts. So I'd expect this line around minus 170, minus 180, and that's obviously nice. The Brewers are traveling, coming from New York to Pittsburgh. Big park downgrade for them as well. And I just like Beto's stuff. I like what Beto is going to be throwing out there. A guy who throws a slider more than his fastball, something that I like. This guy's going for swings and misses, which obviously against the Brewers is very open to happening here. 19% whiff rate on that slider. And not really giving up anything either. Only a 246 expected batting average against it. Changeup has been nullifying the lefties a little bit with 33% whiff rate. In the four-seam fastball, running up to 94. But we've been seeing him have a little bit of regression coming positively here, as his expected ERA is lower than his actual, which we like to see as well. Only 3 starts, but what I do like to see, and I don't think the books have adjusted yet, and that's why I'm finding this spot, because the books aren't really knowing that this guy is not projected to be that good, right? Mm-hmm. But early on in your career, nobody knows your stuff yet, right? Nobody knows what you have. And the Pirates are willing 3 times to throw him over 90 pitches, right? Which I need. I need to see that.
Yep.
They've been willing to send him out into the 7th inning, which is important because you sometimes see guys, all right, we're right at 6, you're done. Doesn't matter where you're at, you're done. Right, which is really important for me as well when I'm looking at this number. Also, you want to go down the list. I even wrote down a list right here. I wrote down a list of the whiff rates of my Brewers right now. We were at 35%, bro. 35% whiff. That is ungodly bad, right? He does hit the ball hard when he hits it, but I mean, come on, that's terrible. Yelly's at 27. Anderson's at 33. Adames is at 32. Terang's at 27. All these dudes just cannot get away from the swings and misses. And I mean, the hitting coaches have been shit for 3-4 years, and nothing changes, right? And Bito's generating enough swings and misses and enough chase, right? He's got a 28% chase rate, which is very good, 22% whiff rate overall, but a 25% K rate. So I saw the lineup that the Brewers put out yesterday. They started Caratini in there, which obviously I don't want Caratini in the lineup. He actually puts the ball in play. So if we get Contreras, he swings and misses a lot as well. I think that this lineup that the Brewers are going to roll out, especially on a travel day, you just face Scherzer. You have the high of winning that game. Now you head into Pittsburgh, where for some reason you're only minus 140 favorites. It just screams a Beto game here. And I love the swings and misses that he's getting. And if we get him into the 7th inning, man, I think we're going to absolutely smash this spot. This also could blow up completely in our face because this is a new young guy. But that's why I'm grabbing the plus money and not grabbing the minus 136 and playing it for you guys here. This is a 1-unit spot, trying to get that before the market switches, because I honestly don't know if he's going to be that good overall. But early on in his career, tough to pick up the stuff. And his only start in Pittsburgh, he hit 7 Ks against the Cubs. So that's obviously another thing I want to talk about too.
Yeah, no, I love the spot right here. Obviously love the nice plus money. I like what you said at the end, though, about taking the plus money over, the minus 140s, the minus 150s that you may be seeing on Twitter, because when you have a guy that's such a risk reward play, right? Like you said, we really don't know. He's a bit of a wild card, which is why you think he provides us so much value today. Why swing and miss on a minus 150 when you are likely to get the same result right here, right? If you have a guy that's either going to go out there and K2 guys or go out there and K8 guys, I'm much more comfortable riding with you and taking the plus money right here, hoping he does kind of hit that nice outcome. And too, you mentioned it earlier, but seeing him get into the 90s in the pitch count was huge for me as well right here, because when you're looking at a name like that and you're looking at all these young guys, it's always in the back of your mind. And if it's not, it should be, right? If you're betting against a young pitcher, you really need to be thinking, what's the leash for this guy? How deep are they letting him? Is there a pattern? Is there a clear pitch count? Is there a clear cutoff? All that stuff. So definitely like this angle. I love the plus money. We'll definitely be telling you. And hey, you didn't even mention you fade your Brewers. What's your success rate there? Like 90% so far this year. Didn't even throw in the biggest fact.
Yeah, no, and I mean, I've been when I go to the games, man, they're like 4-1 this year. So it's like I've been pretty good when I'm there, but I haven't been there that much yet this year. So remember, don't fade them when I'm there because they decide to show up. So I really do like this spot, and I like that plus money, dude. I just can't get away from it, especially with the Brewers on the road. Mind you, listen to how bad this is. Mind you, the Mets have lost to the Brewers. The Mets lost to the Brewers during this stretch. The last 7 days for the Milwaukee Brewers right now. 219 batting average, which only guys worse are the Royals. They have a 299 slugging. That is impressive, dude. Like, that is actually impressively bad. And mind you, I'm a fan. 31% K rate over the last 7. What the fuck is this, dude? Fire the hitting coaches. I put Counsell as the goddamn hitting coach, bro. This is embarrassing. They're terrible. Somehow winning games. Don't know how, but somehow winning games. Like, what I want to see almost just the Reds play the Brewers every game, because it is such a different style of baseball, of fun versus the most boring. So the thing is you only have to watch for 2 hours on the Brewers, man. It's going to be in and out quick. So hopefully the Brewers are still sleeping, a little jet lag. Just get K'd up, first 7 dudes, and then you can hit them around. I don't care. Just strike out 7 times we had.
Yeah, it's just 7 strikeouts is just another day for the Brewers. Like you said, that's the regular. That's not even one of those where you get in the clubhouse and everyone's holding their head down. That's just a regular day over there. So definitely love the fade right here.
All right, so let's quick recap. We're at 24 minutes, and we'll get it rolling here if you have a long shot. So let's get it rolling.
Yeah, you're not going to beat my long shot today, though. Lane Thomas, over 1.5 hits, plus runs, plus RBIs, minus 140 bet MGM. Then Jordan Walker, Luis Arias, both to record a hit, minus 118 over on FanDuel Sportsbook.
Beautiful. I'll be on the Rockies first 5 over 6, minus 110. I take that up to minus 120. But I also take the spots at 6.5 plus money. I take that as well. Beto over 5.5 Ks at plus 158 FanDuel. We'll just have it listed at 6 strikeouts. So just so you guys know, that's where I'm grabbing this at. I guess we head to long shots. You said you got a good one here.
Well, it's just you're not going to beat the odds. Like I wanted to give you a little warning right here. I got Schwarber and Tatis to both go yard 11.05 are the odds right here. So we got a little bit of a chalky home run parlay with obviously two more popular names. I mentioned the Rogers. I really do like that look, but I tailed someone on Twitter. I think the Mick123 is the @ something like that. I'll get it put in the comments later, but shout out to that guy. I don't want to take credit for that. Good look right there. I did bet Manny Machado to go deep last night as well against my guy Ashcraft, but I like the Tatis price in the parlay right here. You're getting it at plus 295 on Caesars as opposed to like plus 260 on FanDuel. So you get a little bit of an odds boost right there. And then Schwarber is minus like plus 200 everywhere, but he's plus 200 for a reason. He's playing Josiah Gray, the home run god in Philly. And hey, it's the last day of June or one of the last couple of days of June. I don't really know how many days there are in June, but the point is Schwarber only has a couple more days. He's got to get all those homers in. So going with a little bit of a chalky home run parlay right here.
Fuck, dude. I think I might beat you. Sorry. I think I actually might beat you. The funny thing was I had one picked out at plus 1,200 immediately. But I'm kind of in the middle now because obviously I love Vito today. But Bobby Miller to lead the MLB case today at plus 1,200. Dude, the Royals, you just heard me talk shit on my Brewers. The only team worse over the last 7 days is the Royals, and they are not even putting the ball in play, right? So the 55 Ks in 159 at-bats. I don't know if you know math, but that's over 33%. So I think Bobby Miller's stuff is obviously elite. He's bringing in high, heavy-end fastball. I just watched Shane Bieber throw 91 past these dudes. What are you going to do with 99? So I think 12-1 is fantastic odds. Obviously, everybody's going to lean towards McClanahan because the Mariners just blow. But I think this is a good price. They ranked him as the fourth best. I mean, the guys ahead of him, Freddie Peralta, walk issues, right? Bobby Miller doesn't really have that. Pablo Lopez has the Orioles at home, which I don't like that much. And then Shane McClanahan, I'm hoping, has to get at least 10 to beat Bobby Miller here. So, and Dean Kramer is listed as 5. That is disgusting. What the fuck? Don't bet that. Don't bet that at 14-1. That is disgusting.
14-1?
14-1, Dean Kramer. Dude, Dean Kramer couldn't strike me out, bro. This dude's throwing fucking two-seam changeups and shit. Obviously, I know that freaking Minnesota sucks, but, man, dude, this guy's throwing a sinker, bro. I'm not betting on a guy throwing a goddamn sinker. That's stupid. This dude's literally wanting you to put it in play. So there's my rant for the day. If you bet that, I don't know. Why would you bet Severino? Why would you bet John Gray? Like, those guys are 20-1. Like, that is so much better odds than fucking Dean Kramer at 14-1. Shout out FanDuel for being fucking stupid, because whoever put that line out will probably get fired. That's disgusting. So
wow. Okay, yeah, I haven't got to look at this market yet. Like I said, I was a little busy earlier today. I like this a lot, though. Miller obviously has shown he can get deep into the games. 99th percentile fastball velocity on Baseball Savant as a rookie. This kid's, 23 years old? Absolutely monster stuff right here. Definitely like this. They've let him actually get a little bit deeper into these games than you would expect right here. And yeah, like you said, honestly, the Mariners, fading the Mariners have been the top guy on this list for at least once or twice a week, and I feel like it never works. You know what I mean? I feel like these top end guys are always 3-1 against the Mariners, and I don't remember a single time where they've actually been the winner. So I don't mind that at all. And obviously the Kramer line, I know fading the Twins makes sense because they strike out so much, but holy shit, 14-1 is insane. If you asked me to guess his price, I would have been at 70 or 80-1. Oh my god,
that's bad. And look at who's facing the A's tonight.
I have no clue. I don't know. I can pull it up.
Yeah, pull it up quick. Because I bro, if that isn't 5,000, if that's, dude, this is wild to me.
White Sox A's.
I don't even know who's throwing for them. Do they
undecided?
Yeah, so that sucks. Because if he is lower odds than the guy facing the A's, fucking A, dude. Just, man, find who put these numbers out and give me their @ or give me their email, because we'll be sending them a strongly worded message, because that's disgusting.
I mean, even my guy Josiah Gray, I'm not actively looking to target him against the Phillies, but the Phillies strike out a decent rate. This is a guy that can go 7 to 8 innings, right? I mean, I don't know, seeing him at 100-1 every week, I don't know what he has now. I still Okay, that's at least a more fair price. But the point is, I wouldn't have Kramer higher than a guy like Josiah Gray, because if Josiah Gray doesn't strike you out, he just gets fucked. So a good game for Josiah Gray is striking a lot of people out. A good game for Kramer is getting people to ground into double plays, because like you said, he's a sinker ball pitcher. So I don't know. That's a very interesting pricing right there, but we don't need to rant about that any longer, I guess.
Yeah, it's dumb. It's all right. It's all right. I'm not gonna get into it anymore. But yeah, Stu, what do you got for the people here?
Not much more. I mean, obviously, make sure to leave a like on the video if you haven't already. I will have a play of the day over with Bookmakers Review that'll be tweeted out, and then I should have an odds checker article coming out a little bit later today as well. Obviously, talked about a couple long shots here already, but I have been having a lot more success betting doubles and home runs recently, so I'll probably have some stuff on Twitter about that a little bit later, beyond what I've talked about here already. So a lot of good stuff on today's slate. I think we have some killer plays, but like I said, there's still a lot of games that we haven't even gone to. So I know you're going to have some killer stuff later today. I will as well. Make sure to be tapped into that at all time. And if you need to drop a question, if you didn't make it to the live show, we're here 24/7, comments, Twitter, DMs, Picket, Discord, anything like that. You know where to find us. We are here to help and hopefully make you guys some money today.
Love it, guys. Appreciate you. We'll see you Monday. Possibly. I'm not sure what you're doing if you're on July 30th, you're doing anything crazy, but I should be around. So have a happy 4th weekend, I guess. We'll see you before the 4th. But if you're traveling, obviously be safe, and hopefully we'll get you guys some little extra spending money for the weekend. So have a good one, guys. Best of luck, and we'll see you guys on Monday.